don't know because I was in the middle of reading when it disconnected the last time. So we're gonna see. Oh, okay. So the last thing that we read is the detective that is arresting Shirase. Because Shirase is, was former in the sheep along with Julia. Oh, yeah, the police and arresting Shirase, and I think they're going to try to arrest Julia as well. So I just read the top of the next page, because I don't remember where it last. Hey, how you been, Julia? You been eating well these days? The detective in the dark green coat opened his arms wide as he was meeting an old friend, but I sense they're not friends. This is Adam speaking. This is like Adam's point of view. This chapter in the book chapter, but for me, like I said, I count as the line breaks as different chapters, even though they're not officially chapters in the book. You're not gonna go big and tall if you don't eat right, so you better get to it. Oh, and don't forget to stay in school. You need to think about your future and start saving. No staying out late at night either. You hear me? Granted, you should have a little fun while you're still young, though. Oh, and one more thing. The detective smiled before smacking Shirase. You need to pick better friends. Mr. Chuya Nakahara, I'd like you to come with us to the station. Your suspected inspiring Mr. Shirase, stated the young officer who approached Master Chuya from the side. His expression was stiff with the cold calculation of a machine. Of course, he was still nowhere near the real thing, though. Now I get it. This arrest wasn't a coincidence, was it? Master Chuya glared sharply at the officer. So that factory director was one of yours, huh? You were monitoring Shirase to get me? Because, unlike you, the Shirase kid's nice to old folks like me. The detective replied as he gave Shirase another light smack. Smack where? Wait, huh? Where are you smacking him from? Where are you smacking him? I don't like this. I don't feel comfortable. I mean, he basically handed us evidence of his illegal firearm collection on a silver platter. Bull, my plan was perfect. There's no way you got anything on me. Unless... Julia, did you betray me again, you rat? The detective cast a sidelong glance at Shirase, who was whining and struggling. The detective then shrugged. See what I mean? I said choose your friends wisely, didn't I? Mr. Chuya sighed. Detective, I get that he's guilty and all, but do you think you could wait another day before you arrest him? We run into a little trouble back at the organization, and I need to protect him today, he said with his scowl. The detective listened with a puzzled expression, but he soon cracked a faint smile. Don't worry, we'll protect him, he replied. He took out his handcuffs and dangled him next to his head. We'll be safe. So what we got for him. You're free to tag along if you're worried, though. When the detective signaled with his chin, the other officers forced Shirase into the police car. There's nothing we can do. That was Master Chuyu's expression was telling me. Damn it. He grumbled between clenched teeth. And now we're on chapter 9, because there's another line break. It's just easier for me to feel like to be a machine? I still remember the doctor's words clearly. I could not answer her question that day because being a machine means I have no way to express what it feels like. Machines are extremely level. There's no way to be misconstrued, which is why I answered as such. Then I asked, Doctor, how does it feel to be human? The doctor crossed her arms and said nothing. She smiled defeatedly. What feelings come with being human? The significance of that question was essential, oddly, to the root of the entire incident. Verlaine claimed that he was not human, and to him, that was something important enough to flip the world on his head. Being human or not, in his eyes, must have been a significant and fateful issue that the answer would dictate who he was now and forevermore. It is so very peculiar. Is being human truly that important? While pondering that to myself, I addressed my master. Master Chuya. Master Chuya. What? It is your turn for playing the name strange human traits game. He did not respond. Don't want me to go first. I tapped the table a few times. Humans are strange because they become embarrassed when their bodies make sounds other than their own voices. Verbs, farts, etc. It's truly bizarre. Anyway, your turn. I tapped the table twice for Master Chuya and he looked at me. He sighed, a strange way to respond. Huh? I see. Thank you for your input. I suppose it's my turn again. When the average woman mentions how cute the other woman is, in most cases, the woman in question is not cute. Oh my god. What? The reasoning for doing this is unknown. I can't believe you said that. Adam is insane. The reason for doing this is unknown. When they talk about other women who are actually cute, they say, "She's a piece of work." Tap tap. Your turn again, Master Chuya. Ugh. He let out a lethargic groan. Fascinating. Thank you for your reply. Now for my turn. Men always lift the toilet seat when using the restroom. It's a mysterious protocol. Women, however, do not do this. Furthermore, men remain standing. Sitting down is more convenient and prevents any messes. Particularly, shut up! You're disgusting! Master Chuya shouted. I curiously tilted my head. Disgusting? I thoroughly cleaned myself 92 minutes ago. That's not what I meant. He scratched his head. Ugh. Get me out of here already. We were in the city's police interrogation room. The moss green walls were stained with cigarette smoke and dust. Really moss green. Screws on each of our chain's legs were loose, which caused them to rattle and wobble even at the slightest movement. The dust was covered in scratches, the imprint of someone's fist, the light water damage, most likely from the suspect's tears. Wow, it's stained that badly from tears? They were voluntarily accompanying the police to the station. Master Chuya and I were brought into this room and told to wait. While we could escape, en route filing the proper paperwork would lead to more trouble later. Therefore, it was perhaps our best interest to wait for the Port Mafia lawyer to arrive. They have a lawyer? It shouldn't be that surprising. And additionally, being detained as an investigator turned out to be extremely valuable and exhilarating experience for me. I was glad to hide my true identity. Thank goodness for our investigation polices. I prohibit you from ever asking me to play that game again. Got it? that an order? You bet it is. There's nothing I could do about it since he used his authoritative powers. Very well. I'll never play name strange human traits with you ever again. Master Trio looked exhausted. He stared at me. I never seen you so disappointed. There were no mirrors in the room, so I could not check how I looked. Whatever, just tell me this. Do you think the Lord can get Shirase released? While possible, it would take a while, was my honest reply. I hacked into the database, but Shirase's home already has been searched. They found and confiscated 24 firearms with the serial numbers filed off. Even the best of lawyers will need a fair amount of time to get him released. Furthermore, Shirase already has a criminal record when he was in the sheep. It's going to be a difficult process, especially since Shirase is not the man the police are after. He wants you. Therefore, I am sure they plan on using the full 48 hours to detain Shirase before sending him to the prosecutor. We don't have 48 hours. Master Shirase clenched his fist. Master Chuya unclenched his fist. Verlaine will be coming here right now to kill him while we wait. He was exactly right. I might take the caption off because we're not being really accurate. We'll just keep it. We'll put it back on when we gain. In order to defeat Verlaine, we need to place Shirase in the middle of our trap as bait. In other words, we need to ambush Verlaine and match our ambushing his victims. However, this plan has several prerequisites. I can never say that right. Prerequisites? I think I say it. I know the word, I just can't pronounce it correctly. We need time to prepare a place to trap Verlaine. We also need Shirase, the bait. Wait, couldn't your boss or whatever pull some strings and get him out of here? Master Trio leaned forward. The police are basically your colleagues in a way, huh? I mean, your country investigators HQ can make some calls and get him released, right? That would save us a lot of time, but I shook my head. It's not possible. Our treaty prevented that from being an option. What treaty is that? I'll explain the situation. Europol was originally an international law enforcement agency established from a peace treaty at the end of the war with the goal of eliminating international criminals who operated in secret across the national borders. Who operated in secret across national borders. However, after the agency became caught up in a post-war multinational power struggle, several restrictions were put in place. Among the restrictions, the rights and sovereignty of the agency European member states must never be... Okay, let me read this again. Oh my god. Among the restrictions, the rights and sovereignty of the agency European member states must never be undermined. Since former enemy nations have worked together to establish Europol, the agency had to be very careful not to infringe upon other nations' rights except with absolute necessary. In this specific case, oh my god, I said it! I had trouble saying specific. Okay. Our mission was to arrest Verlaine, a former French intelligence operative who knew many of France's most confidential state secrets. No mistake in how we handled him could develop into an international scandal. It was also possible that the agent who ended up arresting him might sell the information they learned during the investigation. It was also possible that the agent who ended up arresting him might sell the information they learned during the investigation to another country. At the very least, that was France's greatest concern, hence why they were hesitant to dispatch a foreign agent. Europol, meanwhile, was adamant about neutralizing a calamity like Verlaine, who was murdering important figures around the world at random. Great Britain was especially disgraced when he assassinated several knights during a coronation ceremony. There was no turning back. That's why the agency decided to compromise by sending me alone on this mission. After all, I'll be able to keep all my confidential information to myself, and I will never take any nation side for a personal gain because that's how I was programmed. Furthermore, whatever information I did learn will be encrypted and stored so it will not be used by other nations. When Piano Man asked me how could I ensure him I was not going to inform European authorities of any mafia secrets, I replied I couldn't tell anyone even if I want to. This is why. Interesting. Master Tree nodded and crossed his arms. So you won't be able to tell anyone about my secrets or the mafias. No matter what you hear or what you see or hear, huh? Precisely. European authorities cannot influence the Japanese police force either, for the very same reason. Legally speaking, I'm not investigating anything in Japan. If any other nation's government agency was to find out about this investigation about Verlaine becoming assassins, then they might try to use that information as a bargaining tool with France. After all, Verlaine was most definitely involved in covert military operations during the war, which violates strict international wartime laws. And that's why the police aren't going to help you, huh? Grumbled Master Trio before sighing. Great. My only allies is a reliable yet worn-out piece of machinery. I guess it's better than the mafia that Yokohama isn't swarming with European investigators. We also believe that cooperating with a group not trusted by authorities would be a good compromise as well, I smiled. The biggest problem at hand is Verlaine's trap. However, I heard that Port Mafia has the perfect skill user who can help us. Is this true? Mr. Tree's expression changed instantly. Ooh, I know who it is. He scowled as he just swallowed an insect. Yes, true. His voice rang with bitterness. It sounded as he would rather die than admit it. I can't get in touch with him. Just can't get in touch with me. How did he find you then? Did he was in town, obviously, but how did he find you when you was in trouble? But you can't get in touch with him? That's interesting. Whatever, hope he's dead in a ditch somewhere. I see. I, however, believe that we'd be in trouble if we lost an ideal player for the mission. Can you trust this individual? Trust him? No way. Master Tree spat. He's a real piece of work. Got a twisted personality to go with it too. He's the kind of guy who tries to sell water to someone who's drowning. What makes him even scarier though is that he actually pulled it off. He's sharp in a bad way. We won't be able to beat Verlaine without him. You can be so sure about that. Because he's the one who helped me defeat Verlaine's old partner, Rumbud. He, Dazai, is the only reason I survived. Rumbud, I think. Rumbud. I don't know. I'm gonna say this verbally is Rimbaud. I think it's Rumbud. Master Tree admitted before clenching his fist. Damn it, that's I have to disappear at a time like this. Yay. And I'm gonna read this last one. And then we're gonna move on to games. Ooh. I'm so happy that things are working out. I didn't know it was just because I didn't know all my problems would be fixed just because if I just get Ethernet. That's insane. was so low too. I might be like on the screen. I might be like looking down, like moving weirdly because I am looking down to read. So I don't have a lot of desk space. So, if you see me like freeze in a weird spot, main reason why. Sorry. And look, we are 30 minutes in and nothing bad happened. Woohoo! But we'll see when we switch to games. We'll see. I'm gonna try to do a 2-hour stream today. So hopefully we can. I'm gonna do, I think, maybe easier if I do like 1 hour of reading. And then finish off the gaming, but who knows if I get exhausted. Who knows? Let's continue. It was a dumping ground, a place long forgotten by all. Beneath the stormy sky lay haphazard piles of shipping containers, one on top of the other like dead bodies. Toxic substances illegally dumped in the area seeped into the open soil. Even field mice knew to stay away. Not located on any map, the loneliest place in Yokohama. And near its center lived Dazai. Dazai didn't live in a house though. He lived inside one of the thrown away shipping containers originally used for exporting cars to foreign countries. Inside the large container was a refrigerator, an exhaust fan. Let you have that. You got plumbing too? No way he has plumbing. Do you have plumbing? Imagine an exhaust fan, a desk and chair, a bed, and a small naked light bulb. Those who knew Dazai didn't care come near his home. What? Those who knew Dazai didn't dare. Oh, didn't care. Those who knew Dazai didn't dare come near his home, not even his Port Mafia subordinates. Not because how eerie the area was. Rather, no way he knew how Dazai would react when someone invaded his private space. Perhaps he would tear off their limbs and kill them, or perhaps he would welcome them with open arms and a cup of tea. No one understand how Dazai worked. The black wrath of the Port Mafia, and that's what people called them. 1 year has gone by since he joined the Mafia. He was now in charge of the boss's personal covert ops unit and was producing staggering results. They had already eliminated numerous organizations and opened new distribution channels. What is happening? The speed of his achievements was extraordinary, and when compared to Port Mafia executives, even when compared to past Mafia executives, even achievements of Piano Man, the Flag's founder. I always forget their group name. It's called the Flags. Was it the younger? I don't remember which one it is. Or child's play compared to what Dazai had done, and yet no one trusted him because the darkness lurking within his eyes was deeper than the black ink nights that hung over the dumping grounds he inhabited. Maybe because all that toxic waste. That's why he acts the way he acts. The longer he worked with the Mafia, the darker and more unfathomable he became. No one knew exactly why either. Nevertheless, Dazai continued to slaughter his enemies and serve the Port Mafia in order to force himself to even a darker place. I told you, it's a toxic waste. Get out. Going on, 1-bedroom apartment. You good. His achievements were outstanding. But there was one person who did not take delight in his glory. Dazai himself. Dazai was alone, seated in a chair in his container, quietly staring into the darkness. It's also probably because he don't have plumbing either. No toilet. His phone on the nearby table suddenly began ringing. Oh, but I thought you couldn't contact me. What? That's what I'm saying. What's happening? It was Julia, but Dazai didn't answer his call. He didn't even look in the phone direction. He simply sat in silence, interlacing his fingers and gazing into the darkness and the door beyond it. His eyes were exceedingly still. His black pupils were absorbing all sound and light. Nothing could escape his gaze, not even his own emotion. Oh, eventually exquisite. I never heard of this word. Exquisite. Acquisite. And stopped ringing. A deep silence once again reigned over the room, much deeper and heavier than before the phone began ringing. All of a sudden, Dazai's eyes faintly moved as he gazed onto the abyss. The metal door slowly started to open until the outline of the man emerged from the dim light. Turning face, you got here, Dazai, came a light-hearted voice. What frightened you so much that you choose to live in a dreary place like this? Real estate tax? Most likely. Dazai's expression didn't change as he replied coarsely, emotionlessly. What is happening? It's you I'm frightened of, Verlaine. The shadowy figure entered the container. A tall man wearing a black hat and a suit of the color of the midnight sea. Judging from his playful gaze, he appeared to be enjoying what he saw. Oh, Verlaine, the king of assassins. You're lying, Verlaine said as he approached. You fear nothing. I can tell by the look in your eyes. I only felt this thing when I tried to kill you 2 days ago. Ooh, I knew he was going to kill him. I knew it. I thought he was going to be last, but apparently he wasn't. I think he trying to kill. Maybe he tried to kill Dazai first, and then the group, like Piano Man, Plus, I guess you could say I have a slightly unconventional approach to my own death. Only the corners of Dazai's eyes faintly shifted into the smile, but his dark pupils remained utterly still. I'll be out of a job if everyone was like you, Verlaine shrugged. His leather shoes lightly tapped against the floor as he walked to the desk and grabbed the documents lying on top of it. These are the Port Mafia internal files, yes? It was stacked a few dozen sheets of paper. Selling them to another organization would undoubtedly net a person enough money to fool around and live comfortably for 3 lifetimes. That was how valuable these secret documents were. Verlaine shook the stack of papers by the side of his head. 2 days ago, you told me you would give me these files, which is why I didn't kill you. I need them for my work, after all, but why did you do it? What do you want in return? And I don't want to hear any jokes like, don't kill me. The reason is simple, Dazai answered with a faint smirk. Then in a deep voice, in a nightmarish growl, he added, I want to see the poor mafia burn. That's why he left. Ooh, this is the reason why he left. Verlaine suddenly straightened his face, and he looked at Dazai as one would if they just realized someone had been there the entire time. Didn't the Port Mafia take you and care for you? Verlaine carefully asked after a few moments went by. I did. And then what Then why do you want to see it burn? Thus I surely heard its question, yet didn't reply. His eye wandered in silence as he was searching for some far-off place until his lips eventually curled into a smile. A grievous smirk that would make anyone shriek at the sight of it. I'm bored of it already. Verlaine's eyes narrowed. He stared intently at Dazai, seemingly in search of his true intentions. Dazai glanced back at him, perhaps amused by this, and then he muttered as he was talking to himself. I couldn't find anything in the end. Is that so? Verlaine closed his eyes. Well, I understand where you're coming from. You went on a journey with the expectation that you might find something to change you. All you found was a kingdom of garbage and despair. I've been through something similar. Simply breathing, eating, and relieving yourself into living. That's why we make the journey. Verlaine picked up a silver coin off the ground. There's nothing special about it. You can find it. You can find another like it just about anywhere. Appreciate your help, Dazai. Then he flicked the coin with his fingers. There was a deafening roar as the coin flew right by Dazai's face before shooting through the wall behind him. The air vapored and a thunderous boom rang out as the coin shattered with another metallic materials around. What? I can't read. The air shattered. The air wavered, and a thunderous boom rang out when the coin shattered other metallic materials outside, flying in a straight line until they eventually disappeared into the horizon to the west. All that remained was the rising steam left of oh my god. All that remained was the rising steam left from the melted metal and the vein echoes of freshly torn metal. What is happening? All that remained was the rising steam left from the melted metal. Metal. What is happening? Melted metal and the vein echoes of freshly torn metal. I hate the word metal. It makes me angry. As someone who shared your despair, allow me to give you an honor of being the last one killed. Well, I guess I was still right. I thought he was going to be the last one. Yippee! So I was right. Dazai didn't move. Oh wait, I missed the line. Verlaine smiled, still in the same position he has been when he flicked the coin. Dazai didn't move. He didn't even blink, even though the coin had just shot right past his head like a bullet. I can't wait, he replied with a soul-shattering... You hear my lisp, right? Soul-shattering smirk. Verlaine turned his back to Dazai and then started heading for the door. But the moment he placed his hand on the knob, Dazai asked, "Where do you plan on going now?" Verlaine turned around, smirking like a magician at the end of a magic trick and replied, "The police station, of course. I didn't know they was there. How?" Oh, and there's an image of Verlaine and Dazai in the crate. So let me the picture. Oh my god. It's gonna be hard. Try my best. The page. Now I'm gonna send this to myself so I can show you. Hopefully this is not the time where it crashes. I'm actually thinking, please don't. Dazai, and Furling. I tried my best with this picture. It's kind of not the greatest, but we're gonna live at the end of the day. Let me find this. Don't do it, computer. I'm begging. I'm literally, please. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. I can't help but just be scared because I can't help it. And the art in this, it's still good. I think it's kind of different from the manga, but not. I think, is it the same artist? Right? I think it is, right? From like the manga and stuff. I don't know. I don't pay attention. I don't know what's saying. I know this is really loud. I'm sorry. Here it is. Oh, oops. I'm pretty sure it is, right? Oh, hello, my mouse. My mouse is. If it does like empty eyes, he feels nothing. Sad boy. And I guess this is where we stop reading. So yeah, let's see. And then this Port Mafia attire. He still got the bandages. That literally has no purpose. If you watch the anime or read the manga, you'll see. I think in like season 2, there's nothing wrong with his eyeball. Now I haven't read Dazai's book. I haven't read anything based around him. I'm just reading Chuya's book, which is number 8 for some reason because I thought it was number 1 when I got it on Amazon because I didn't look. Please read before you buy things. But we're just really excited to get like a BUNGO. Anyway, you see, yeah, he still got his bandages. I think this is when he was younger too. He looks a little bit younger. He still looks, even though he's younger, he do look old because he's just soulless. And in his eyes. Let me see. Let me use this. Oh. Oop. Let me see this right here. Right here in his eyes, it makes his face look a little bit older, even though he's clearly younger than he is in the show or manga and or depending on if you read. There goes Verlaine in his suit and tie. That stupid hat that I think he gave that to Chuya. Because Chuya wears the exact hat in the show. I don't know. Unless he bought it, something similar. But I think he's gonna give his hat to him, or Chuyu's gonna take it. And he dies. So, yeah, this might be a really game theory. Please don't do stuff. Thank you. But yeah, this is the page. Right after what we just read. And we're done reading. You can see a little text on the side. I'll let you analyze this for a little bit. I'll change category. And we're going to play Vampire Survivors because I have nothing else to do in my life. I love this game. I can't help it. We'll just analyze the switch. Nice. Okay. I switched. I'll take this off the screen. We're gonna go to yeah, we're gonna switch